Hello again to lesson 4, session 2. In this session, we are going to step back and look at the bigger picture. We are going to talk about predictive workforce planning. This is about strategy. It is about asking what kind of people do we need in the future, how many, and what skills should they have. It is about making sure your workforce is ready for what's come next. Let's get started, and here next look at the predictive workforce planning. And to introduce the predictive workforce planning, it is similar to predictive analytics in business, but applied to people. AI transform workforce planning by helping us see the future. It helps also us move from just filling empty desks to building a long-term strategy. It enhances efficiency and reduces bias, just like in recruitment, but mostly it supports strategic workforce planning through predictive analytics. It helps you answer big questions like will we have enough engineer in 2 years, for example. And let's look at a specific in importance, a specific sector where this is critical is the import and the export sector, import and export services. In the global trade, it is very complex. It is fast and it involves many different countries and rules. And this complexity demands an agile, responsive workforce, and here you need people with the right skills at the right time. Exactly. AI also help forecast logistics talent needs based on seasonal and market trends. For example, if trade volumes with a certain country are increasing, the AI predicts you will need more people who speak that language, for example, or another language, or know those trade laws. It also supports compliance, documentation, and multilingual staffing for international operation. It is not just about having bodies, it is about having the right skills. Looking at the international data sources for forecasting, where does this data comes from? We don't need to look outside, we just need to look inside. Here, let's talk about HR systems and the operational data. For the first one, the HR system, this provides employees tenure, how long they have worked, performance history, and promotion history, etc. And this tells us who is growing and who might be leaving. About operational data, this reveals productivity pattern. It shows us the workload distribution across department. Are some teams working overtime while other are not, etc. And most important third point is exit interviews and survey. And here, these are gold mine of information. They uncover the reasons behind the turnover and retention challenges. Why are people leaving? It is a salary. It's about management. It's about lead, etc. By combining these internal sources, we get a clear picture of our workforce health. Let's move to how identifying a future talent we need. Here, AI is great at looking at business growth and predicting future roles. If let's take an example, if your company plans to launch a new product, AI analyze what skills are needed for that product. It helps predict future role and required competencies. We can also use scenario modeling. This means we visualize staffing needs under different market condition. Let's take an example with the two scenarios, scenario A and scenario B. For example, scenario A, the economy grows fast. How many salespeople do we need? The scenario B, the economy slows down. Do we need to reduce staff? For example, this supports strategic hiring aligned with long-term organizational goals and expansion. How can you detect a skill gap? Here, one of the biggest problem for companies is the skill gap. This is when the skills your employees have are not the skills you need. Here, machine learning can identify or identifies missing skills by looking at job performance and training records. It can say, for example, our marketing team is great at traditional ads, but nobody knows how to use the raw social media tools. An example. This analysis informs reskilling and upskilling initiatives. Reskilling means teaching new skills for new jobs, but upskilling is different from reskilling. Upskilling is about improving current skills for the current job. These enable target learning programs to close gaps and boost employees' effectiveness. Instead of hiring new people, you teach your current teams new tricks, etc. Moving on, forecasting employees turnover, and here losing employees is expensive. It is very expensive. It costs money to hire and train new people. Here, we will talk about predictive analytics and how predictive analytics can detect turnover risk. Here, it looks at engagement scores, performance data, and tenure. It might see that an employee hasn't taken a vacation in a long time. Their productivity is dropping, and they updated their LinkedIn profile recently. These are warning signs. Early warning system allow predictive retention strategy. The manager here can talk to the employee before they quit. Maybe they need a rise, or maybe they are just bored. If it reduces disruption by preparing a replacement before a critical talent exists occur, it's better. If you know, for example, John is likely to leave, you can start training Sarah, for example, another person, to take his place now. So there is no gap when he leaves. It's an equation to make better everything. We will take use study use case for import service. Let's look at import service. When goods come into a country, they must go through customs. AI predict custom staffing need based on shipping volume. It is if a big ship is arriving, the system knows you will need more customer officer. It also identifies language and compliance skills required. If you are importing goods from France, for example, you need someone who speaks French very well and knows French trade laws, etc. It optimizes warehouse labor scheduling to meet fluctuating import demand efficiency. You don't want workers starting around doing nothing, but you are also don't want track waiting outside for days. This is the main idea of the import service use case. Let's move on to the export service use case, and here this in this side for forecast demand for logistics coordinators during a peak export season. Let's take an example. The period before the holidays is usually very busy for exports. Here, when what AI can do, AI recommends training for international trade regulation and export documentation standards. Rules change often. AI can spot who needs training on the new rules. It enhances customer services staffing based on destination, specific communication needs, etc. If you export a lot, for example, to Germany, you need customer service agent available during this time zone, during German time zone, and it will be better. Why go through all this trouble? And here, look at the benefits of predictive planning. And here, why? Because it improves workforce agility and responsiveness to dynamic global trade environment. You can move fast when the market changes. Another point, it reduces hiring cost through better forecasting and internal talent mobility. Also, it is cheaper to, for example, to promote someone from inside than to hire a stranger from outside. And it strengthens strategic alignment between workforce capabilities and business objectives. Here, your people strategy match your business strategy perfectly. Let's conclude here and summarize. Let's conclude. Embrace AI tools to future-proof your workforce planning. Let's talk about investment. And here, invest in data infrastructure to support these initiatives. You cannot do predictive planning without good data. And foster collaboration between HR, operations, and analytics. These teams must work together with collaboration. HR knows the people, operations know the work, and analytics know the numbers. It's like a triangle. In this session, we have covered multi-points. We have covered how AI enables proactive workforce planning decision, how predictive model can align talent with business demand, internal HR and operational data are the fuel for these models. About forecasting, we saw also how import and export use case optimize staffing, and finally, we talk about agility. Cost reduction, sorry, and strategic alignment are the main benefits for this session. I want to thank you for listening. I will see you in the final session of this lesson 4, session 3. See you there.